What's going on? So, I want to talk about, is this relationship leading to heaven or hell? A man that is leading you to the kingdom of God has a vision from God. He is clear on his destiny and your role in the kingdom of God with him. His goal is to first marry. He has expressed his intentions to give you his last name. He's gotten permission through prayer that you are the one, not just a girlfriend to test drive. A worldly man will have you used and confused. A man of God won't waste your time in a relationship that won't serve God's purpose in his life. Not saying that you aren't a good woman, just saying that for his walk, you're not good for his walk. Not everybody that comes into your life that is good is supposed you're supposed to marry. We have to understand that we're going to meet a lot of good people along the way of our journey, but doesn't necessarily mean that they're your husband or wife. Because what's going to happen is if if you're going to be led by a kingdom man, you must have a purposeful make qualities for his journey. He doesn't want a perfect wife. He just wants a purposeful wife in the kingdom of God. Ladies, your prayer life is important for discerning Satan's copycats. Just because he wants to marry you doesn't mean he wants to carry the cross with you. So that's the thing. A man can come up to you all day long and says he's godly and that he wants to marry you, but does he really truly wants to bear the cross with you and be crucified and die to himself on a daily basis for you? That's the questions you guys have to ask, because there's a lot of men running around here talking about God, 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 and their walk says Satan, Satan, Satan. So don't believe every man that comes into your life and says God says you're my wife. That's a lie. A godly man does not have to throw God's name in the mix to express to you that you're his wife. He does it with confidence and humility that you are his wife. He shows you with actions that you're his wife. Be careful with the man that says, I don't know. Um, that he may don't be mad because he may not know his plans for you other than sex. Find a man that knows his purpose, not still looking in his late 30s, 40s, and 50s. Ladies overlook these qualities, these type of men, because they're attractive, they have beards, they're tall, they're bald, they're dark and handsome. Ladies, do not overlook what he tells you, because he's telling you that he's not going to commit to you. When he says, I don't know, not sure, maybe, possibly, let's wait, let's take our time. Those are all strategies to string you along. Last thing to know is if he's leading you towards the bed or the kingdom as the head. Is he consistent? If a man wants you in his life, there's no confusion. You will be in his head. He will be consistent and intentional about building with you. His relationship with God is consistent. His love is consistent. He is faithfully consistent. He is consistent with being a communicator. His life is all about consistency. And you will know, ladies, don't chase this man. Jerry Flowers says a man without a devotion has no direction. Do not chase a man that has no direction, because he's not going to lead you anywhere other than his bedroom. He has no purpose for your relationship other than companionship and sex. That's it. So ladies, understand this. Use discernment when it comes down to these men that come into your life that says God says they're godly. Don't believe that crap. There's Satan comes as an angel of light. I've said this before. He comes as an angel of light. He comes at us with the desires of our heart, because he knows what we desire. He watches us, he pays attention to us, he studies us on a regular basis. So we're not being careful at the type of people that come into our life, then this relationship would literally lead us to hell. You want a relationship that's gonna be heaven sent, and you want a relationship that's gonna help you towards the common goal. is to get into heaven. That's why God says two are better than one, because when one is down, the other one is there to lift them up. If one is cold, there's the other one there is to warm them. God knew along this battle we will be kicked, we will be bruised, we will be persecuted, but he knows at the same time how important it is to have godly relationships in our lives to help us sustain and stay up and stand firm against the unseen enemy. Do not let Satan send you his copycats. That's what he does. Satan copycats are just, they're a mirror of what God has for you, except they're going to say something. They're going to do something that's not godly. Ladies, if a man, his intention is to talk about sex, run. Godly men don't need to talk about sex. That's not even important to us. We need to talk about the relationship with God and what your relationship is with God. You know, we don't need to talk about sex. We don't need to brag about how we are in bed. That is a sign right there that this man is twirling the line between heaven and hell. And God says, Jesus Christ said, I will spit you out because you were neither hot or cold. You were lukewarm. Jesus he wants us hot for him. He wants us to choose what we're going to be. Let our yes be our yes and our no be our no. He wants us to choose who we're going to serve and what we're going to do. He doesn't want fence riders. And that's what a lot of these men do. They ride the fence. And so when they come into your life, you think that they're godly men because they tell you all the good stuff. They might know a couple of Bible verses. They may even pray with you. They will even read the Bible with you. But what they won't do is sustain it. Some may, some won't. But you know them by their fruit. You know them by their actions. You know what they say. You know them by their deeds. Have a good one.